I'm kind of excited to get back on my... Sorry, there's just something in my face. Okay. Hey guys, I don't even want to think about how much time it's taken me to get to this point where I figured out how to very simply explain how you can make your own meal plan. But we're finally here and I think I figured it out, but I'm gonna leave it up to you to take a look and let me know what you think in the comments. Before I go on, subscribe to my channel. I am hoping to reach about 2,000 subscribers in June. Your subscribe will get me one step closer. So if you haven't seen my previous video, I spoke about how I'm kind of excited to get back on my fitness journey. The first step is, of course, planning what my diet is going to look like day to day, and I wanted to let you in on how I do that. A few disclaimers here. There are many opposing philosophies on how to go about something like this, and what I've constructed is not macro balanced. It just takes care of your calorie requirement, and it's kind of built around basic Indian home cooking. So if you feel like you are going to be a little bit more choosy about the foods that you're eating, or if you feel like this method won't suit you, feel free to look up any other resource online. There are just so many. So the way I've designed it is there are 3 steps to the process. First one is understanding your calorie requirement. In the past, I have also been an advocate of just having about 3 to 4 balanced portion controlled meals in the day, throwing in a workout about 3 to 4 times a week, and assessing my progress over the course of like 2 weeks or a month. But the challenge with that is if something goes wrong, if I'm not able to meet my goals, I'm not able to pinpoint why that is. So bringing it down to a very specific calorie conscious meal plan helps me understand where I could be going wrong. Let's get into the first step. I'm going to show you just now how I calculate my calorie requirement. This is the resource I'm using to calculate my calories. So I'm going to start inputting my data like so. 28 years old, I'm 167 centimeters, I'm 75 kgs. My goal is weight loss. My goal weight is 65 kgs, and I am going to go with the suggested calorie deficit. I'm okay with the formula that is pre-selected. I definitely have a sedentary desk job, and my exercise factor is, I would say, moderate, about 3 to 4 times a week. Let's see what I got. My BMI is 26.9. My maintenance calories is about 2,000 calories, and the recommended deficit for me is about 400 calories. And so my daily calorie intake should be about 1,600 calories. They've roughly estimated that I'll take about 200 days to reach my goal. And so sometime around mid-December, I should be able to reach my target if I follow this plan perfectly. Okay, great. Now that we know what my calorie requirement is, I'm going to go ahead and structure my meal plan itself. Before I show you this piece and how I do it, keep in mind that a lot of people who have fitness goals, it's not just a number that they are trying to bring down or up, but it's also a pursuit of maybe trying to get a little healthier. So when you're thinking about what you want to have for breakfast, lunch, dinner, or your snacks in between, try to think about healthy, simple, home-cooked food that you are most likely to make at home. Let's get into how I would structure my meal plan. Okay guys, so what I have here is a basic Excel that I'm going to be using to build my actual plan. And here's where you'll need to put on your thinking caps a little bit, because I would like you to think about meal combinations that you are most likely to have. Like for example, idli is one thing, sambar is one thing, but what would that entire meal look like to you? It is going to be idli, sambar, and I don't know, maybe some chutney. The second part is I would like you to think about them in terms of typical quantities. Some of the standard quantities that I recommend using are tablespoons, katoris, small cups and bowls. But even a rough estimate is fine, because from what I have found, a katori is a katori everywhere. It's more or less the same The first meal combination I'm going to enter for breakfast is 4 idlis, 6 tablespoons of coriander chutney, and I always like to have a fruit with my breakfast, so I'm going to add in 1 kiwi. Moving to lunch, I am most likely to have around 3 rotis, around 2 katoris of a veg sabzi, and maybe 1 katori of dal. For dinner, I typically like to have something a little bit more hearty because I have some time to cook. So I'm going to put in about 1.5 katori of fish curry and 2 katoris of quinoa. One of the snacks I really like to have is cucumber sticks and about 2 tablespoons of hummus. What I'm going to be doing off camera is giving myself a couple more options for breakfast and lunch and dinner and definitely a few more snacks. And then I'll show you what the next step is. Okay, so I have filled up more options for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. Hopefully, you are keeping up. The next step is to estimate the calories of your meals itself. What this is going to help you do is ultimately narrow down on a plan for the day which fits your total calorie requirement. And here's how you do it. I'm going to go on to a meal tracking app and track the first meal combination that I entered. So if you see here, I'm entering 4 idlis, the 6 tablespoons of coriander chutney, as well as the kiwi. This app will tell me what are the total calories for each of these individual items, and I'm going to remember that number for later. From the tracking that I showed you, I'm going to copy those values here. 4 idlis was about 312 calories, coriander chutney was about 41 calories, and kiwi fruit was about 42 calories. And I'm just going to go offline and quickly fill up all of these values, and then I'll show you the final step. Okay, so I have filled up all the values for the combinations that I've created here. And these are all dummy values, so you're going to have to make your own calculation for your food combinations. But this brings me to the last step, and that is the plan for the day. So let's say I'm trying to decide what I want to eat tomorrow. So I'm going to pick 4 idlis for breakfast. I'm going to pick a salad from VIOS because I'll be working and I'm unable to cook. I am going to have fish curry for dinner or 2 snacks. So my morning snack is going to be walnuts because I like to have nuts. It keeps me full for a really long time. And I'm also going to be having an evening snack of 2 veg toasties with cheese. So I'm going to copy these values in another sheet which looks like this. So that's breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack 1, snack 2. I've added the meal combination that I'm planning and the total calories. If I were to follow this meal plan, my total calories would be 1,800. But I'm supposed to be eating about 1,600. So I know that I have to knock off some of these foods from this list. The first thing I would like to knock off is a carb. Unfortunately, the idlis have got to go, so I'm going to make this 2 idlis and I'm going to make it 1 veg toasty. So that brings my calories to, this is around 156 and this is around 125. Great. So my total calories is within the limit and it's not exactly 1,600, but I'm okay with that. Apps tend to underestimate how many calories all these foods are. So it's okay if you're 100 calories short, but maybe not so great if you're a few hundred calories more. This is what my meal plan for tomorrow looks like. Similarly, you can create meal combinations and that'll be what every day's meal plan looks like. Guys, it's as simple as that. Now you have what one day of eating can look like, and you can repeat that how many ever times in the week, or if you don't want to repeat, build about 6 sets like that. You will have a very basic meal plan, and hopefully you should be on track to meet your goals, just like how the evaluation said you will. Don't forget, when we were putting in the evaluation, I assessed that my exercise levels are moderate. So this meal plan is keeping in mind that I will be working out for about an hour, 3 to 4 times a week. I would recommend you follow a similar structure where there is an element of meals and workouts, because if you are going to depend only on meals, then you'll have to eat too little, and in the long run that's not sustainable. Guys, thank you so much. I hope this was useful to you. I'm really excited to hear what you think. Please share this with someone that might benefit from this video. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.